Hello, welcome or welcome back to Reads of an Apple. My name is Stacy, and it's been a while. Welcome to weeks 38 and 39 of 2023. I have not filmed a weekly vlog clip in over 2 weeks. So we are going to play catch up. I'm going to try to get things as quickly or through things as quickly as I can. Yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks. There's been, my sister's been coming over like twice, like she's been coming over once during the week, and then I've been going over to her house for almost like a full day on the weekends. And we started out her coming over here, and then the game that we're playing Sleepy Hollow, Legends of Sleepy Hollow right now, and so that's a campaign game that she has, so I've been going over to her house to play that. But then because this little one needs to get her dinner and medicine in the evenings, by the time she gets off work, it's really not worth it for me to go over to her place to only be there for like 45 minutes before I have to leave to come home to get her medicine in time. So my sister decided to come over here so we could still at least get some game time in, which has been super fun. So yeah, and then I've just been kind of in a weird, funky mood. I wasn't reading much, so I wasn't like feeling the drive to like talk to you about what I'm reading because I wasn't really reading there for a minute. But I do now have books to talk to you about. And also, I don't want to go longer than 2 weeks shoved together in one video. So I definitely need to get caught up on things. So yeah, happy October. And when I'm filming this, it is October 2nd. So we are wrapping up basically the second half of September. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I have 2 unboxings. We're gonna briefly touch base on books, and then I have to do some romanceopoly rolls. So I think what we'll do is we have the quest calendar. Okay, so we're gonna talk about books. We're gonna do the romanceopoly roll. Then we'll do the quest calendar, and then we'll finish out with a couple of unboxings, or maybe I'll do one unboxing before one, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's figure it out together, right? Okay, so we're gonna start with books now. When I last chatted with you, I had just barely started Breaking the Speed Limit by Melanie Moreland. I had picked up this series because the 3rd book was for Buzzing Book Club. I will link it down below. This is the book club that is associated with Buzzing About Romance podcast. And the website is Bookcase and Coffee, but super fun. I had a lot of fun. But book 3 was the book that was picked for book club, and I am someone who has to read things in order, which is a little bit of a problem. So, I mean, it's not a problem because it's what I love, but I don't know. Anyway, like I mentioned, I have to film my September wrap up for books to go up several days after this video is scheduled to go up. So I'm not going to talk too much about them. I'm going to try to do a brief rundown. I'm going to set a time limit for myself. So I have it already. We're going to try to spend 3 minutes, and hopefully I remember things about what's going on. So let's start. Okay, so Breaking the Speed Limit, this is book 2. This one is Stefano and Gabby is a single mother. This one didn't quite work as well for me. I originally gave it 4 stars, but then when I started the 3rd book, I was like, you know what? It didn't quite get to a full 4 stars for me. So I ended up dropping my, what do you call it? rating down to 3.5 stars. But then I left it rounded up to 4 on Goodreads. But I enjoyed this. This one I struggled with a little bit. It definitely felt more physical and attraction based. And while I can get along with like the insta love type of situations, the way that they reacted to each other was very physically, especially when they first met, and it was a little overly done. And I feel like it definitely took longer to have the full intimacy scene compared to the first book, but it still was a lot quicker than other books. Like just in general, at least for what I typically read, but I feel like this is like the trend of what's going on in contemporaries right now, especially when you're looking at like the small town spicy contemporary books. So it just, I don't know, there was just a lot of little nitpicky things that really kind of added up, and it didn't really give me the good cozy feelings that the first book and the third book gave me. So, but we've got a single mom, we've got abusive ex, and her situation was really funky. And I feel really bad saying this, but her skepticism of everybody in this town and at Reynolds was like not just understandable, but like I don't understand why they were like, I get that they wanted to offer her help, and they came up with a way for her to like figure out her driving car situation. Like I liked that, but when it came to like everyone putting I mean, their own life on the line seems a little more dramatic than what it was, but they didn't really know the full situation, and they were willing to put their full life on the line. And that seemed like Max, like I understand Charlie wanting to do that. See, and here's time's up. But Max, I get he wants to be protective, but I was expecting him to be more protective of Charlie, and you know, she's pregnant with their second child, and they've got their first child. And so I was kind of surprised how willing they were to go the extra mile unnecessarily. Or maybe necessarily. I don't know. That whole situation just felt weird for me. It felt like they were offering too much, and I understood her skepticism of not wanting to fully accept it or, put them in that situation, since they didn't know the situation that they were getting themselves into. They just knew she needed help. And so I didn't like the way that they pushed her into it, because she was like, you don't understand the situation. And they're like, let us help you. And she's just like, and I get, explain the situation and then decide if they want help or not. It felt off to me a little bit. So I'm going to leave it at that. My timer went off and I still rambled on. So as for what I used this for Romance-opoly, I ended up using this for my current prompt, which is the bar. So this is read a book where the main character works at or owns a bar. And Gabby's like number one job that she does before she starts working for Reynolds Restoration is she works at like a local bar. And I should have put it here and not over there, but that's fine. So this is where we're at, the bar. Okay, then for Gildathon, I applied this to by Hammer in Hand, which is a character that creates something. Stefano is one of the works on the restoration side of the business, but he creates a lot of artwork and the art designs that get painted on the restorations and the motorcycles, and that was really cool, kind of seeing his take on how he goes through deciding like how he's going to design the art of something for the customer, which was really cool. For Read the Season, I did apply this to holiday number 4 for the letter M. For the mini Fall in Love September, I applied this to an outdoor background on the cover. And then for Page to Screen, which is one of the 2 new quarterly challenges for the Romance Readers Reading Challenges group on Goodreads. I applied it to The Idea of You, which one of the prompts for that was single parent. And then for Falling into Fantasy, I applied this to the mood read spot on the bingo board for points. Okay, so then I'll set my notes aside. I've got a whole bunch of notes here. So then I picked up book 3, Shifting Gears. This was for book club. This was, this was Brett's book and Kelly. And I was really excited for Brett's book. I was a little surprised that Brett didn't come after Max, because Brett was like the second person to start working for the shop, and then he brought Stefano in, but it's fine. And this one actually is with Kelly, who is Charlie's like best friend that we saw in book 1. And this one is a second chance romance, but it's a second chance in a way that worked for me, because, you know, she would come to visit and she's an assistant to a photographer and she wants to do her own photography. So she's constantly traveling and on the go. And so the second chance worked because she's just, you know, living her life and enjoying the job that she wants to do. And so she's not always in town. So, you know, there's, you know, they get together and then she's gone. And I enjoyed the second chance aspect here. I feel like this was one of the better ways that it can be done. It didn't quite blow me away as much as the first book did, but that could be because it was the first book from Melanie Moreland I read. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I definitely think of the 3, this is my second favorite. I gave this one 4 stars. And because I gave this one 4 stars is kind of why I dropped the other one down a little bit. But I really liked this. It was different than I was kind of expecting it going in. I wasn't sure exactly how the dynamic of her always wanting to be gone and Charlie really kind of being like, what you're looking for is roots. And I do feel like there was a little bit too much pushback at times on Kelly to do the normal home life and put down roots. But I understood the reasonings why specifically Charlie was kind of pushing Kelly to think this way. But I also feel like there were times where she might have pulled it back just a little bit, because Kelly, I mean, I understand it's hard, and her passion is her photography, and you know, they really needed to come to a compromise. And I feel like at the end of the book, I really liked where they got to. I just didn't 100% enjoy every single aspect of the journey to them getting to the HEA. And 17 seconds. Look at that. We are good. Brief rundown. This is actually working well for me. I feel like I should set a timer every time I start talking about a book, but that's okay. So as for the things that I applied this to, for Gildathon, I applied this to Conductor, which is read a book club book. For Read the Season, I applied this to holiday number 4 for the letter R. For Many Fall in Love, the September edition, I use this for a title that starts with the letter S. For Page to Screen, I applied this to Happiness for Beginners, and one of the prompts for that is an adventurous character, which I would say Kelly is. Okay, and I did manage, so I started this Friday night, finished it Saturday morning. I finished it Friday night. Or maybe I finished it Saturday morning. I don't know. I finished it like either the day of or the day before. But then Shifting Gears, I did read all day on Saturday that morning to read in time for book club later that night. Because I finished that, and then my sister came over and we played board games, and then I had book club. So it was like a super busy day. And then this one I'm not going to say anything about outside of the fact that my hold finally came in for Aragon from the library. It was like 16 plus weeks when I placed it. And I listened to the audiobook. However, I listened to the audiobook while I was doing my Drills and Chills diamond painting, and I did a reading and crafting vlog for that. So I will link it all up there. You can watch me basically show you how I do my diamond painting and sealing it and do the diamond painting and talk about the book and how much fun I was having crafting again. And I've definitely still have the crafting bug right now. So yeah, I will say I give it 5 stars. So just throwing that out there, if that might entice you to check out that reading and crafting vlog. But as for what I applied this to, for Guildathon, I used this for new composition, which is read a new to you author. For read the season, I applied this to holiday number 4 for the letter I. For mini fall in love September, I used this for illustrated cover. For page to screen, I applied this to Twilight, and one of those prompts is a 1-word title. And then falling into fantasy, I was able to apply this to a new to you fantasy because I don't know if this is considered young adult or middle grade or something like that, but it's not a genre I typically read very often. And I know I applied, now that I think about it, shifting gears to one of the falling into fantasy prompts, but I can't remember which one I did it for, and I didn't write it down. So that is on me. Or maybe that one I didn't, because I did new to you author, and then I don't know. I had enough. I finished my board game. But anyway, let's move on. Then I was able to, well, let's talk about what happened. The next book club book I had to read was Bayou Moon by Alona Andrews. This is for the Alona Andrews read along. It was the following Wednesday. So my plan was to start this Sunday night, or just on Sunday, that weekend before book club, to get it done in time. Because I like to wait and read books as close as I can until book club so that it's still really fresh in my brain. Well, Sunday happened and I read the first chapter before bed. And then Monday happened and I didn't read anything. And then Tuesday happened and I didn't read anything. And then Wednesday was book club. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I ended up Thursday night, I ended up not going to book club, but I had other things going on that night too, so I just didn't make it a priority. But then Thursday, I was like, I really want to read it, and then I can watch the playback. So I decided, because I just wasn't picking up this book physically, and I wasn't doing much physical reading, I picked this up via audiobook, and I was able to do some crafting and some chores and listen to it via audio, and it was so good. 5 stars. So I restarted it when I started the audio. I went back to the beginning. At that point, I had read like 100-ish pages of it, because I said I wasn't reading it. I was like taking very tiny, like 1 or 2 chapters at a time, and it just wasn't sticking. But I enjoyed this. I gave it 5 stars. Let me start my timer, because let's actually talk about the book now. So this is William, and he is the like wolf shifter that we met in book 1, who was former friends with Declan. And he is kind of tasked / kind of ish conscripted to go and deal with this villain called Spider. And Spider is kidnapping people, doing weird genetic things to people, which he's always done the genetic stuff, but he's in the bayou swamps in the edge and trying to, track something down, and he's kidnapped some people, and the group he's working for is the Hand, I believe. I think it's the Hand. So he kind of gets tasked by the Hand, which is the name of this organization, to go down and figure out what's going on, steal it for them. And, you know, maybe he'll get the chance to finally kill Spider because they have some past. Spider has killed a lot of changelings in the past. So he's like the one person that William will always be trying to kill. And he ends up teaming up with... When he first meets her, he calls her the Queen of the Hobos, and it is Cerise, and she is just the Bayou Queen, and she's super powerful, but she definitely kind of plays up her image when they first meet, and her family is related to the situation with Spider. Spider is trying to track down this book, which she doesn't know it at the time, but eventually he's trying to track down this book that a family member of hers had written. And so he has kidnapped her mother and father to torture them and do experimentations on them to figure out how to find the book and decode it and all of these things. So I would say this is definitely gory. Wasn't expecting that. The first POV we get from Spider, I was like, okay, we are resetting expectations. This, like, we've had battles and wars and people have died and things have been sad and messy, but this was like gory in a bad way. Like, it was like, there were times, especially the big battle scene at the end. I finished this book at work listening to the audio, and I just, like, there was a good, like, moment where I just sat there with my mouth hanging open because I was like, what the hell is happening? And then something else crazy would happen, and I could just feel my jaw, like, starting to unhinge because it was like, what is happening? And I had to pause it a couple of times because I was like, did that just happen? Did this person really just get decapitated? It was, like, crazy, and I enjoyed it. It definitely fit the spooky times, and there's my timer. So just a warning, this, as of all Alona and I haven't completed their backlist yet, but this is definitely more horror, thriller, goriness, especially when it comes to like the battle scenes. So I'm warning you there. So as for the challenges I was able to apply this for, we have Gildathon. I use this for Conductor as well, for being a book club book. For Fall in Love, mini Fall in Love, the September edition. I use this for a September release. This did come back in September, back when this was published. For Page to Screen, I applied this to Beautiful Disaster, and one of the prompts for that was a combative character. And since we've got a lot of fighting and combat training, I thought that would work well for Read the Season. We are now in the Maltese edition for autumn. So we have finished summer and we are moving on to autumn. So I use this for the letter I in autumn. And then Bing in the Night has also restarted, and I use this for I Am Become Death because they are both killing people and they are causing lots of death. And then for Falling into Fantasy, I was able to apply this to Been on My TBR for 2+ years, which got me like 8 points for the board game or something crazy. So there's that. 5 stars. I loved it. But like I said, warning, gore warning. It was a little much for me at times. Then, as we approach the end of September, I was looking at my stats and I knew it was going to be a low reading month, but I was like, I got to get a paranormal done, and I got to finish a sci-fi, and I also got to do a historical, because I hadn't read those 3 subgenres, and I wanted to try to at least meet my goal of doing 5 or one of each of my 5 subgenres. I did not hit my goal of 5 checkouts from Hoopla, but I feel like there are months where I've definitely done over 5. So hopefully my average will be greater than 5 when we get to the end of the year, but we shall see. But anyway, I was like, I need a paranormal. I was looking for something shorter. I was looking for an audiobook because I was still kind of in an audiobook phase. And I decided to go with Rescued by Her Bear by Felicity Heaton. I picked this book. I feel like this is one of the first audiobooks I read for the year, was book 1 in this series, which is crazy. because I very very vividly remember listening to the first book when I was when I was sitting in the FedEx parking lot, when I was getting my Romanceopoly board done at the beginning of the year. So that's like a very weird memory that I have that book associated with Romanceopoly. But anyway, let's start my timer here. So this is Cameo and Lo, and Lo is one of the bear shifters. He's actually a twin, which was fun. And as I was getting into the book, I was remembering things because it had been so long. So we did meet Cameo in the first book, kind of in the background, but Cameo is a park ranger, and she enters the woods because she is on a run. Her younger brother had gotten into basically drug dealing and the wrong side of the law, and it ends up that his like boss kind of dude is actually somebody that she used to date. Well, her brother at some point stole some money from this guy, and when he is captured and like forced to tell what he did with the money, he's hoping to try to save himself. So he says that he gave it to his sister, thinking that he'll get to stay alive, he'll get to go meet his sister and get back the stolen money and instead escape. Instead, what happens is he gets killed. The pictures of what was done to his body is sent to Cameo, and she is now being threatened by this man to return the money, and she has no idea what he's talking about. So she kind of warns her parents, and she goes on the run. And of course, you know, this man is threatening her parents to hurt her parents. And so she's running for them from these gangsters. Totally forgot that this series was based in Colorado, because they kept talking about the going to Golden and being in the Rocky Mountains. And I know the Rocky Mountains just aren't in Colorado, but they talked about how like it was like a 2-hour car ride to Golden or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this was in Colorado. So that was super fun to remember that. And so 2 of the hunter dudes track her down in the forest and attack her. Shots are fired, and when Lo and his twin brother are heading up to the cabin area to kind of hibernate for the winter, so they're traveling to the like cabin area, and that is taking place, them traveling there to when Saint is waking up and then going and stealing Holly or the cougar because they're celebrating the wedding. And so that's kind of happening simultaneously, but so they're like slightly overlappy, but this book definitely has more events that happen after the end of the first book. So yeah, I just, Lo's like, you get to the cabins, I'm going to go check out the gunshot just to make sure they're not taking out something they shouldn't. There's definitely some talk about hunting and how it's not good to, you know, attack mothers, and they definitely try to take care of the like real bears in the area and help protect mothers and cubs, because that's how to keep the bear population from dying out, which was super cool. But yeah, he goes to where he heard shots fired, and he finds Cameo severely injured, and he rescues her. They get snowed in on a cave because it's slow going to get back to the cabins. And then he recognizes her as his fated mate. So it was super good. I loved it. 4 stars. I think this is probably one of my favorite of Felicity Heaton's Shifter series so far. I know book 1 hit it out of the park for me a lot of, and it just did a lot of things where I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, really? Like, is he going to be like the stereotypical stupid male? And then it wouldn't happen, or someone would call him out on it. And I remember like cheering in the FedEx parking, like, yes, girl. I'm like, tell him. I just have very vivid memories about that first book, which is crazy. But I enjoyed this one as well. Like I said, 4 stars. Let's talk about what I applied it to. So for Gildathon, I use this for Flash Fire, which is a novella or shorter book. For Mini Fall in Love October edition, I applied this to Indie Author. For page to screen, I use this for Love at First Sight, and one of the options is Insta-Love. And as Fated Mates, I consider that kind of part of Insta-Love. For Read the Season, I applied this to the letter F for Autumn. For Bang in the Night, I applied this to Howlin' for You, which is a shifter book. And then for Falling into Fantasy, I applied this to a paranormal romance, which I think gave me 5 spaces on the board game. So that's it. Those are the books that I read through last Friday. So those are all the books I read from September 16th through September 29th. I will say, and when I start filming next week's vlog for week 40, I definitely crammed in some novellas on that Saturday to try to make sure I hit everything. So lots of book updates coming in the next video as well. But there we go. That's not bad. 30 minutes to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. That's like 6 minutes each. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But anyway, let's move on. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to set up my Romanceopoly board and film that, and then we will be back. Okay, we are back. We are at Romanceopoly. It's been forever, but since the last time I filmed Romanceopoly, we have my kitchen table to film it at, which is super duper exciting. This is the first time we've been able to film it. Oh, there's my hair coming into the shot. On my kitchen table, which is like giggly exciting for me. So we're at the bar. Let's see if I can find the bar. It's been forever. Summer ever burger joint, passion armor. Aha, the bar. Okay, so let's get to it. I will pick 2 dice and we will just roll and let's see what happens. I know I'm getting really close to the end, so depending on how long it takes us to land on a spot that hasn't been done yet, I might start adjusting things so when we roll and land, we'll go to the next one that hasn't been completed yet. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So that is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are on Amore Avenue. So let me just check in my book because that'll be quicker than going through the cards. I have done Amore Avenue. So let's see how far, let's see if we land on one by the time we get back to go. Okay, 7. That's a big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So spring, which we have also done, of course. All right, so let's see. 4, again, weird. So the vault. Okay, we have not done the vault yet. So let's see what the vault says. Okay, so the normal generic prompt is paranormal, but the more specific prompt, as you can see here, is read a book or read a paranormal romance or paranormal with the main character on the cover. Now, here is the thing. I have read, okay, so we're not including Shifting Gears or Aragon. Would Bayou Moon, I know some people consider it a paranormal, but I consider it a fantasy, so we're not going to count Bayou Moon. But Rescued by Her Bear, which I talked about, is a paranormal with one of the main characters on the cover. So that will take care of the vault. So the vault is done. Love to see it. So that one we can cross off. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what we have next. So let me just mark down that I got the vault in my book here, and let's keep going. Let's see what we get next. Okay. That was a 1-7 again. Weird. 4-7-4-7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Action Avenue, I believe I have done this one because that one sounds familiar. Yep, we have done Action Avenue. So let's roll again. Let's see if we roll a 4. Let's see if it continues. Why did I say that? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we rolled a 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So emergency services. This is one that we haven't done yet either. Okay, great. Love it. All right. Emergency services. Okay, so this is a generic or at any prompt if you are reading. Oh, that's right. I don't have a card for emergency services because this was one that was left out of the original PDF when I had them printed. And then after the fact, I contacted them and I was like, there's no card for emergency services. So I don't have a card for emergency services, unfortunately. But okay, so this is any genre prompt or read a book with a main character that is a part of the emergency field. So medical field, fire services, police, etc. So that will be the next book that I pick up for Romanceopoly, and I'll be able to apply that too. So good. I'll have to make like my own little card or something just so I remember what's going on with that. So yeah, I'm excited. There we go. And I think that's all I have. So we'll get back to Stacy sitting on the couch. There we have it. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what prompts are going to come next. We will see how things go. I have very high hopes of finishing Romanceopoly by the end of the year. So let's just move on. So, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, let's open one package and then we'll do the quest calendar and then we'll finish on the second package. So one of the packages is, I mentioned it during my Drills and Chills vlog that I linked up above previously, is I wanted to order, I want to order both of the Drills and Chills special trays, but one of them, every time I look, is still out of stock. So I don't know what's going on there. But I ordered the tray from Bijou Bliss, which is, fun fact, a Colorado company. So I was like, oh my gosh, they're from Colorado. So I ordered the Drills and Chills tray. So I was going to open it here and show it to you just for fun. So here is Bijou Bliss. Like I said, I'll also link them down below. It came with a free cover binder, which is super fun. And these are 3D printed. I use release paper, but you know, maybe if I get a super big one and I want to try using a cover binder, this would be something great I can use, but it's just magnetic. It's crazy that they have cover binders because I have a needle minder and it's very similar, except the top part is very, very thin. So the magnet can work through it, and I will put it like on my shirt when I'm sewing in ends or if I'm doing any needlework, and then I can just stick it on that and then it'll hold my needle so I'm not losing it. Because I can't tell you how many times I set a needle down and then I knock it over, or the cat knocks it over, or she's stepping on it and I'm like, can we not step on the needle, please? I tell things like that to her a lot. So I got that. I did not get the cover minder. You could also get this with a matching cover minder. But it did take a couple weeks. It estimated like between October 4th and October 15th or something like that. So it definitely came quicker than that. But that could also be because I'm in Colorado. So once it was shipped, it took like a day and a half to get to me. But here is the back, and it's this really gorgeous galaxy blue purpley one, and it's got magnets in it, which is super fun. Here's the side. So we've got Drills and Chills 3D printed, And then here's the spout, and it has a magnetic closure, which is great. And then it has the little diamond logo with the magnets, so that just pops right in there. And then the other sides are clear. But are we ready? Let me show you the inside. So here's the inside. Super gorgeous, purple, blue. I think it's super fun. And then are you ready to see the lid? This is why I had to get it. And it's like a black sparkle filament. It's not just a straight black. Isn't it so kitty? It was a kitty. Oh my gosh. The other event tray is from Cat Proof Trays, and I want that as well. And that one is like it's an orange tray with a jack-o'-lantern face in the bottom of it, but it's like a cat jack-o'-lantern face. So I don't know if they both intended to do cat stuff, but I want it, but I'm super excited. I love it. It's been sitting here and I'm like, I want to use it. I want to use it. I want to try the 3D printed tray. So I'm excited to use it. What's fun is with the magnets. If I wanted to, I can. It'll magnet to the bottom so we don't lose it. I am slightly nervous because the way that the printing is, it's not a smooth finish. I don't know if you can tell. There's like all the little ridges in the bottom of it. And so it's not like a completely smooth finish on the bottom. So I don't know how well the way that I diamond paint, they'll slide. But I'm excited to try it and to see if I can get it to work for me. But it's gorgeous, and I would just display this anyway or use it for like diamond painting storage kind of a thing. So it's super cute and I love it. And I just had to share because I'm so excited about it. So there is that. So let me pull the quest calendar over here because we got stuff all over the place. All right. So there are those. And then my dice tray. And we'll make sure that things are nice and flat. Okay. So, if this is my first weekly vlog that you are watching, I have been playing the Quest Calendar by Sundial Games. This is another Colorado-based company, funnily enough. But this is a daily calendar that is based off of tabletop role-playing games. It is D20 based, so think Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, D20 Modern. You probably get the gist. The theme for 2023 is the Voidspark Chronicles. So this is sci-fi, space opera set. So think Firefly, Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. You get the gist. This is super fun. I love it. I am super excited. I got the final shipping address update notification to make sure your address was fine because things were shipping soon for 2024, and I can't wait to see 2024's. I'll definitely do an unboxing when it comes so you can see what it looks like. I do highly recommend getting the Hero Companion book that I get the deluxe edition that includes that. This is what it looks like. It makes things so easy. What's great about it is it has, if you do one of the pre-made characters, it has all of them pre-leveled up for skills and things like that. We've got reusable stickers for different upgrades and equipment that you can get. And it comes with some wet dry erase markers that are made specifically to work on this laminate, and it just makes things so much easier than like the pen and paper option. So here is the ship that we are I say we are a crew member. We're currently the acting captain, and this is the Karnak. And let's see. So here is who I have been playing as, Zarilla Tur. Her race is Urzen, and she is a mystic. And we are level 5. And just in case you're wondering, the max level in this is level 6. But we're almost, like, this will finish 3 of the 4 quarters. Like, that's crazy that we only have, like, 3 months left after we're here. And, like, we're getting so close to the end of the story. So let's just jump into it. We have been, we crash landed. We're trying to track down somebody who is kidnapped by the Zorian Empire. We crash landed on this city that she used to live in before we met her, just to see if we could find any hints, try to figure out where she went, if she was able to escape. Maybe she came here, and we ended up having to crash land. So we're currently in like a little town kind of by the forest where we landed, trying to find parts for our Void Spark engine, and we had to deal with like a local game because they were kind of keeping everybody stuck to follow their rules instead of like normal laws, and they had a chokehold basically on the only Void Spark parts. So we've dealt with the gang for the most part, hopefully. And now we're going to have to be dealing with repairing the ship and then maybe moving on. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. We have 2 weeks to play through. Typically, I film my weekly vlog starting on like a Saturday, Sunday, and then ending on a Friday. So we've got 2 full weeks. I will say Saturdays and Sundays in the calendar are combined. So technically, we only have 12 days to play. But let's just get into it. So here's where we left off, and this is the former head of the gang, and we ended up capturing him and turning him in. So let's see what happens. Oh, I should say, everything we need to know to play the game is on the back of the previous day. So you can't really spoil yourself, which is great. So let's see. Okay, alrighty, here we go. So here's what most pages will look like. We'll do a brief rundown. Usually it's a full page of artwork like you saw on this one. And then any of the script style font will be the story. Anything that's in a block style font, if it's in this box, is going to be the mechanics of how we play. If it's a combat page, there'll be like an opaque table that shows either how many different creatures, or if it's one creature, how many rounds, and what types of rolls we'll have to make. But like I said, everything is also on the back of the other page. So let's see what's going on. All right, so Jabari, that was the head of the gang, has a large locked container in his sleeping chamber. It is bound to hold something expensive. So we've got 3 different options. A, if you have the blue key card, it unlocks this container, and we do. If we didn't, though, we could have picked the lock or smashed the lock. But we have the key card. Let's just open it like a normal person. Okay, so if you place the blue key card in the slot of the container, you hear a beep and see a small green light flicker. The container opens with a hiss. The treasure inside will be revealed on the next page. Okay, so that's it for Saturdays and Sundays page, which is fine. I'm okay with them being kind of quick and easy since we have so many to get through. However, I will say, on the weekend pages, there is a new mechanic for 2023 that is this box here. It's called the Sunday Lottery. And when you play this page, you can, if you so choose, roll a d6, so normal 6-sided die. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you lose a little bit of money. If you roll a 3 or higher, you gain a little bit of money. And by little bit, I mean it's anywhere from 1 to 4 credits. So it's not that bad. It's not that much, but you know, odds are in our favor. So 5. That is gaining 3 credits. So I'm going to, all right, grab a little piece of note paper here and keep track overall of where we're going, of what our like credits are going to be and other bonuses that we might get, just so I can just do one big change to my character sheet at the end of all this. So +3 is where we are currently at. Okay, so next page. So it looks like we'll get to do some treasures. Okay, yep. So pick only one item to equip. Looks like we've got 3 different options. So the cryo visor. This is a helmet, and it gives +2 to defense. We've got cryo mitts, which are gloves. Those will give +1 to defense and +1 to damage. And then the neural apparatus is an upgrade, and that's +1 to defense and +2 to health. So once again, that's what they look like. So let me just see what slots I have free in my equipment and see if something's open, and then we'll just take whatever one is there. So as for my character, I have armor, shield, and comms open, and that is none of those. So okay, so let me compare. So this is +2 to health, +1 to defense. And that's an upgrade. So what I currently have is +1 attack, damage, health, and defense. So I feel like that one's a little bit better. Cryo mitts, so +1 defense, +1 damage. The ones I currently have give +1 intelligence and +1 damage. I'd rather have intelligence than defense, I believe. And then the last one is just a +2 to defense. And my current equipped is +1 to charisma and +1 to defense. So I think if anything, I would take the cryo mitts, but I'm not going to put them on. So I think I'm just going to take them. And so I have my little reusable sticker, and I'm going to put it in my backpack, so to speak. So I'm just going to stick it over here on the side just to show this is what we got. But I'm just going to put it in my backpack. So it's not equipped, but that's okay. All right. You know, sometimes that happens when you end up with a lot of crazy good equipment. It just, you don't have room for everything. So that was Monday. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, okay. I think this is the mechanic dude, if I remember correctly. So let's see. Unbelievable. I can't believe you did it. Well, as promised, here's that part you needed at no cost. We all owe you one. We've also had a few other parts become available if you are interested. So we've got 3 different equipment that we can put on our ship. So we've got a tractor beam, which would give go on the bridge. We've got a homing beacon, which would go onto weapons. And then we've got a smuggler bin, which would go in cargo. So that's those 3 there. They're 20 credits each. And it wants to focus on him, but not over here. I believe all of our like upgrades are full on our ship. So let me just look real quick and see if any of that is better. So we've got the bridge. The bridge is number 2. And the bridge right now is giving us +5 to aim, which is like attack for our ship. So I'd rather have that than an extra integrity. Let's see. The homing beacon goes in weapons, and it does the same exact stats, so it doesn't do anything except it'd be a homing beacon instead of cannons, but that's fine. And then the last one is cargo. You know, and okay, so this one is +1 to shield. And the new one that we could get is +10 to evasion. So evasion is what we roll, to like dodge, or that's like our, defense almost in a way. Our shield is our defense. Evasion is what you roll to avoid getting hit. So if you then take damage, you minus your shield. So I feel like if our evasion is high enough, then we won't take damage. So I think that one I will switch out. So that is 20 credits. And so I will move the teleporter out of the cargo, and these are removable stickers, which is great. It just came off super easy. Well, it would have come off easier if I didn't cut my nails recently, but it came off pretty easy. So that will cost us 20 credits. And we now have I don't see it on that page. Smuggler bin. Oh, that's weird. Weird. The smuggler bin sticker says equipment engines +1 integrity, but the smuggler bin on here is different. And the other two are correct. So I'm going to say that this one accidentally got printed wrong on the sticker sheet, because it wouldn't be the same exact as the other one, because its stats are exactly the same as the homing beacon. So I'm just going to write on it because that is not wrong. Or I'm sorry, that cost us 30 credits, but that's fine. Things are just going super crazy over here. So let me see. Okay, and the description, the description for the smuggler bin on here matches what's in the calendar and not on the sticker. So I will manually change. This is cargo. And then it is +10 evasion. So we -1 to our shield. So our shield goes down to a 1. And I'm going to go ahead and just change this real quick in case we end up doing ship combat. So that is now a 1. But our evasion is now +20, which is great. This one is fighting me and coming off, erasing, but I don't think our evasion has changed the entire time. So it's been almost 10 months since I wrote down +10 evasion on that. So that's okay. It took a little bit to come off, but that's fine. That's fine. It's been on there for 10 months, so I'll allow it, you know? Okay. So there's that. Now, we've done some purchases. Let me just take a... Oh. If your shipyard discount noted down, we do reduce the price of any ship equipment you buy on this page by 5 credits. Okay. So we would have only paid 25 credits for it. So that's cool. That's 25. Okay. No worries. Let's move on. Okay. So once again, there's the dude selling us the ship parts if it wants to focus. Okay. All right. So Wednesday. Oh, we are back at the ship. Looks like we are going to possibly do some repairing. And it might look fuzzy, but that's because the artwork is slightly pixelated and it's supposed to be like that. So you make it back to the ship and start helping to get it rebuilt. There's a lot of work to do. So repair each damaged area. And then number 5 is accuse a traitor. Oh, that's right. One of the people on our ship is a traitor. Oh my gosh. I don't want to. Ah! Okay, so 1, unclog the Optronic fusion matrix. So this is a wisdom roll reminder engineering. So let me switch back to my character sheet from the ship character sheet. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so our wisdom is a +4 and we do have engineering. So that means we get a +6 to our d20 roll, and that is a 15. So 21 total. Okay, if the result is 15 or more, you successfully fix the Optronic fusion matrix. If all compartments are at full integrity, add 1 ship parts to your inventory. Otherwise, restore 1 point of integrity to any ship compartment. Okay, I think all of our integrity is at full. Yes, it looks like we have not taken any integrity damage. So I'm just going to make a note about this. Ship parts. And then I'll just do tick marks for fun. Okay. All right, so number 2, reconfigure the multispatial resonance generator. So this is an intellect roll reminder computer. So our intellect is a +1, and we do have computers. So a total of +3. And that is a 19. Nice. All right, so once again, if the result is 15 or more, you successfully fix the multispatial resonance generator. If all compartments are at full integrity, add 1 ship parts to your inventory. Okay. Alrighty, so number 3, mount the dorsal particle inverter. I feel like they're just making stuff up. So this is wisdom roll reminder engineering once again. So +6 to our D20 roll. And that is a 9. So that makes it 15. So is this one 15 or more again? It is. All right. So you successfully fixed the dorsal particle inverter. If all compartments are at full integrity, add 1 ship parts to your inventory. All right. And then number 4, repair the protonic feedback manifold. So this is intellect computers. So this is the +3. And a 19. That's weird. I rolled a 19 for both intellect rolls. Funky. Okay, so if the result is 15 or more, you successfully fix the protonic feedback manifold. If all compartments are at full integrity, add 1 ship parts to your inventory. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so number 5, accuse a traitor. Captain Kalis believed that a traitor was on board the ship, but was unable to discover a culprit. It is unwise to continue with a traitor on board the ship. You will need to accuse the traitor and handle them. Who do you believe is the traitor? This is tough because it's been 2 weeks since I played this game, and I don't remember what was said. So we have Captain Kalis, who is currently captured, Askel, Nayli, Brokvar, SD-113, and then we've got 3 passengers, Dr. Latimer, Dr. Serpent, Maddox, and also no one is an option. I'm trying to remember who... Traitors. What she said. If the traitors were after, we picked up the scientists. I don't know. I feel like it's the scientists because we didn't have any problems. Because I don't think it's Maddox, because Maddox is Andy's son. So I think it's either no one or the scientists. But I feel like they wouldn't have you accuse the traitors and then have it be like, it fooled you, there's no traitor. So I'm going to guess it's one of the scientists. So Dr. Latimer or Dr. Serpent. I mean, part of me wants to go for Dr. Serpent because he's like a lizard creature, but I feel like that's not nice enough. So I'm going to go with Dr. Latimer if I have to choose one. Otherwise, I'm going to say it's both of them together because they're like a paired deal. So let's see what happens. Let's see. I'm so nervous. Okay. And then here's these little numbers are the 4 spots of the area of the ship where we repaired things. So let's see. Okay, I think we got it right because the picture is the scientist in a holding cell. And did we just get that right? Okay, let's read. All right. Captain Kalis was right about there being someone suspicious on board. You have locked up the scientist, Dr. Latimer, and Dr. Serpent for their traitorous actions. You can't risk having them on board any longer. Number 1, did you correctly accuse the traitor on the previous page? Yes or no? 2, speak with the scientists. What do you do with them? And then what do you do with them? So 3A is keep them locked up, or 3B is let them go. So let's see what we have going on here. So did you correctly accuse the traitor on the previous page? If yes, gain a reward of 10 credits. If you guessed only one of the scientists, you still guessed correctly. Perfect. Okay, so we get 10 credits. That's a lot. Okay, thank you. I'll take those 10 credits. I mean, we don't really need them, but We have 487 credits before whatever we earn or spend here. So we are fine on credits. But let's see. Speak with the scientists. We are not proud of what we've done. In the beginning, we were responsible for Andy. We were dedicated to our project and loved our creation. She was revolutionary. Admiral Ancor took over the project and was going to shut us out. When we heard the rebellion was approaching, we took our chance to free Andy. We were lucky to make it out alive ourselves. All our research was destroyed in the battle at the station. Andy was gone, along with all our hope to recreate her. We couldn't make any progress. We couldn't get funding for any further research since the collapse. We were stagnant. There was so much invested in technology back when the Empire was in power. Now, everyone is so focused on rebuilding and recreating the same societal structures. What about education? What about advancing, exploring, pushing our bounds? Society will crumble if it doesn't move forward. The Zorian Empire understood that. They cared about science. Advancing our knowledge as a society is more important than any single individual. I mean, they have some points. They just are going about it in the wrong way. Admiral Ancor eventually found us again, and we worked out a deal. With funding, we developed a way to locate Andy and contain her with powerful electromagnets. It was us who contacted the Admiral when we found her on Thorax. We thought it was over, but when we discovered what Maddox was, can you believe it? Amazing. We need to research what Andy was up to when she went missing so we could discover how she created new life. We contacted the Admiral when we were on Abramia to tell him we were pursuing new research. He pressed us for information and coerced us into revealing our location. Honestly, we never meant for anyone to get hurt, especially the boy. He is the first of his kind and needs to be studied. He's still a person. There's so much potential. We can't let him fall into the hands of Admiral Ancor. Let us help you. So what do you do with them? Keep them locked up or let them go? Well, the fact that Maddox is running around on the ship right now makes me nervous. I think I want to do scientists locked away. So, note down scientists locked away somewhere for future use. Like, my bleeding heart is like, you have some points, I get it, but you're going about it in the wrong way. And with Maddox running around here, I don't know if I feel comfortable letting you have free reign of what's happening. So, we're going to leave him locked up. We'll see how that turns out for us. So, here we go. They're in space jail. Let's see what happens. So, we're up to Friday 22nd. Friday the 22nd. All right. Okay, we are with Kaylee in the cockpit. We're going to do some traveling. We are headed to the space station Degalora in the Gibiki system. So A, fly through empty space, and B, fly through the wormhole. Let's see if we have more information before deciding. After a conversation with the remaining crew about your next move, you all agree on where to travel next. The head council for the rebellion and now the Reformation is located on Space Station Degalora. They should have a vested interest in helping stop the return of the Zorian Empire. Okay. Alrighty. So, I'm going to say let's fly through empty space and not the wormhole. So we're going to go with option A. This standard route takes longer, but is generally safer unless you encounter a pirate raider or stitcher. So we will do a wisdom roll reminder piloting. So our wisdom is a +4, and we do not have the piloting skill. So just the +4, but that's fine. That is a 1. So I will be doing our time step, which allows us once a day to re-roll a roll. We could literally not do worse. So we are going to take the roll. 16 on the die. So much better. That puts us at 20 total. Okay, so A And we got 20. So if the result is 15 or more, you fly cautiously and encounter a ship that was blasted apart. A lone survivor drifts in their spacesuit. You help them aboard and give them a bunk to sleep in on your ship. They pay you 2 credits in thanks once you arrive at Degalora. You must consume 1 meal ration on the journey. That's fine. I am fine with that. Okay, so plus 2 credits. And then for MREs, -1. I have done MREs since I started playing like D&D for like meal rations type of equipment. That's what I've always called them, because it takes up so little space, and that's what they are for like us, right? Okay, so here we go. Friday, we are traveling. So now we're halfway through the week, right? Or the 2 weeks. So let's go. Oh, that's so cool. Degalora Station. Isn't that cool looking? It looks like there's some green in there. Oh, that's so cool. I love space. I love it. All right, you get a docking spot on the outer rim of the space station and proceed inside to the outer dome. Explore the city. I love it. I love exploring new places. This is like my favorite part of it. Okay. Dome Dozers. This popular hotel chain throughout the station features penthouse suites that are open to the stars with domed ceilings like the station itself. That's cool. I would love to stay there. So you have the option to spend 5 credits to take a rest. We don't really need a rest. That's fine. I mean, I would want to stay there just for the fun of staying there, but we will move on. So Artie's Artillery. While exploring the streets, you hear a whisper from an alley. A husky alien with 4 arms shows you his illegal wares. Some of these items aren't legal in the dome because of how much destruction a single blast can cause. So there's a combat tonic, a solar grenade, and a shield battery. I don't really use those extras, so I'm not going to worry about it. Dome Doctors. A local shelter and emergency care center sells various supplies for self-care and diagnosis. So they've got a med kit, a wound sealant, a repair kit, and antidote. We have quite a few of those already, so I'm just going to leave it where it is. That's fine. And then the final place, security screening. You observe several security officers harassing a female gun bar alien. They have her up against a wall and are taking her things while other onlookers observe without interfering. You've been caught with an illegal weapon. We are confiscating your belongings. The lady cries out, "Please, I have nothing. It was for protection." If your virtue is 4 or more, convince the officer to leave her alone. Charisma, reminder, persuasive, and intimidating. Okay, interesting. So we have a charisma of +2. So that's what we got. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, that is a 12, so 14. All righty. The officer commands you to back away. You may choose to fight the officer. See below if so. I'm not going to fight him. I'm just going to back away. If we had a 15, we were 1 die short. What would have happened? Oh, she would have just thanked us with some credits. That's fine. She can keep her credits. I just hope the people don't harass her. Okay, let's move on. So I was exploring. Super fun. So, oh, I forgot. We got our Sunday lottery for that page. And that is a 1. So that is lose 2 credits. So -2. 'Tis fine. Okay, so let's see what this past Monday brings. Oh, okay. It looks like there's some sort of political meeting of some sort, maybe. Let's see. After hours of waiting, you stand before the Reformation Council. The council members appear fewer in number than you'd expect for the work they must oversee. You make your plea. What do you know of council procedures? Is 1. 2, plead your case. 3A is make a request, or 3B is demand assistance. Okay, I have an idea what we're going to go with, but let's see. What do you know of council procedures? This is an intellect roll reminder. Student, so I do have student, and our intellect is 1, so +3. And that is another 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to use our time step for the page. It is once per page, which is great. And okay, that is a lot better. That's a 17 on the die. So we have 20 total. All right, so number 1, if the result is 15 or more, you conduct yourself with enough poise and professionalism to garner respect on your requests. Gain a +2 bonus to your rolls on this page. Love to see it. Okay, 2, plead your case. The council responds after you elaborate on the events with Admiral Ancor and your findings about Andy that brought you here. As you can see, our members are dwindling. There is less interest in the critical step of rebuilding our society as there was in fighting the enemy. We must focus on the future. We are struggling to maintain the safety of the galaxy in the chaos of exploding stars, planet-eating monstrosities, and a rising force of Stitcher invasions. It doesn't help that everyone is clawing at each other for power. We must declare that your story seems a bit implausible. Our forces eradicated the Zorian Empire. Soldiers surrendered and stripped their uniforms. There have been no traces of an Imperial presence since the last battle. However, we must take your request seriously, if it could mean the return of the tyrannical government that oppressed the entire galaxy. With that said, there are still many out there willing to fight. They've just been fighting on different fronts. If they can be united and this claim of yours can be verified, you might garner enough support. Until then, there's little we could do. That's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, so make a request or demand assistance. I'm going to do make a request. So charisma, persuasive. So our charisma is +2. And natural freaking 20. We are imploring with every inch, every cell in our alien body. So 22 is our total. Natural 20s don't mean much except for you'll probably succeed here. But it's still excited to roll a natural 20, right? So at this point, wait. It's even higher. Excuse me. So we get the bonus 2, so 22. And then if our virtue is 5 or more, we get an extra +2. So we're technically 26. All right, so at this point, we are only able to offer monetary assistance. We do not have the manpower to lend you additional support. However, we will further consider your request. After a council discussion, we will reach out to you with more information on our decision. If the result is 16 or more, the council will provide you with 20 credits towards your cause. Well, that's not what we need, but thank you for your contribution. Okay, so there's that. That was Monday's. Woo. So let's see what happens next. Maybe we're gonna rally everybody ourselves. Oh, okay. Looks like we got the job board, pretty new. Every time we're in a new area, we check out the job board to get some more money. Not that we need it, but it's okay. Okay. While waiting for the response from the council, you pass the time by finding a community posting. This one is made of projected holograms that cycle through the jobs. You may take on all the jobs if you wish. So Degalora is losing at altitude, dome cleaners needed, and need tickets to the concert. Let's see what we've got. Okay, Degalora is losing altitude. The station's engineers won't mention details about this to the public until you speak with them in the seriousness about the work. Something is wrong with the ancient systems that drive the gravitational forces, keeping the station in constant gravitational harmony with the nearby planet Zant. If left for too long, the station will collide with the planet. Not good. So this is an intellect roll reminder, engineering, and arcane adept. We have both of those skills, and our intellect is a +1. So +5. And that's a 12. So 17. All right, if the result is 15 or more, you discover the terraforming process taking place below on Zant is interfering with the machinery's ability to reverse the gravitational force being exerted on the station. You assist in recalibrating the machine. You are paid 8 credits for your assistance. That's a lot. Great to see it. Dome cleaners needed. Gases accumulating at the top of the dome get vented regularly, but due to poorly scheduled venting, there is a residue that collects and needs to be cleaned off. The gas is toxic, and cleaning requires you to be suspended from wires as drones drag you along the surface. Okay, so this is a Constitution roll reminder. Athlete. We do have athlete, and our Constitution is a 2, so +4. And that is a 15, so 19 total. All right, so if the result is 15 or more, the work itself is boring, but you find the experience exhilarating and fun. You enjoy the work and get through it easily. Collect 6 credits. Fun. I love the little side story stuff. It's like great to like world build. I love it. And character build. Like we're getting to do so many fun things. So, final job. Need tickets to the concert. A galaxy-known famous singer is holding a small private concert in the Inner Dome tomorrow. A huge fan is requesting help finding a ticket to this sold-out performance. Finding one might involve traversing the entire station. Okay, so Charisma Reminder Survivalist. That's a weird skill to apply to this, but okay. We do have Survivalist, and our Charisma is a 2, so +4. And that is a 19. Perfect. So, if the result is 15 or more, you dedicate your search to the upper class area of the station and find a ticket quickly. You must consume 1 meal ration. You earn 6 credits. That's quickly, and we still lose a meal ration? Crazy sauce. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, that it was Tuesday on to Wednesday. Okay, it looks like we might be able to buy some things. We're going shopping. Shopping. Okay, you still haven't heard from the council, so you roam the street side exchange in the morning looking for a good deal. Each item costs 20 credits. So we've got a laser guard, which is a shield. So +1 damage, +1 defense. Laser boots, which is boots. +1 damage, +1 attack, and a laser relay, which is a comms equipment, and that's +1 damage and +2 to health. So, but because we're shopping, we can buy all 3 if we want. That's great. Usually, like when we get a treasure item, we can only pick 1. So I might just get us to full. So we've got a comm, a boots, and a shield. I do not have a comm item, and I do not have a shield. So then we would only be missing armor. As for okay, I currently have pulse pads on for my boots, and that is +1 to strength and attack. And I'd rather have the +1 to strength instead of damage. So I'll leave the laser boots at the store for somebody else, but I'll pick up the laser guard and the laser relay because why not, right? So that's -40 credits. Okay, and all right, so laser relay, and then the laser guard. Love it. Okay, so that's all the way back at the front. So that is the shield and the comms. So there we go. All we need is armor, and then we are full. Love it. Okay, so I will do a quick adjustment here. So we get a total of +2 to damage, +1 to defense, and +2 to health. Okay, so our damage is now at 3d10 plus 5. And then what was it? +1 to defense and +2 to health. So our defense is now an 18. And then our health is now 26 total. Love it. That was good. That was a good pickup. Okay. Nice and quick and easy. Love to see it. Okay. All right. So there's Wednesday. We went shopping. We bought that and that. Let's see what Thursday brings. We are almost there. What? That's crazy. Let's see what this is. A messenger approaches you at the end of the night to deliver a message from the council. Oh. After confirming your identity, she opens a hologram projector to display the communication. A. Accept the mission. B. Negotiate the terms. C. Threaten the messenger. I'm not going to do option C, but let's see what we get. Greetings. After some deliberation, we regret to inform you that we were unable to provide further assistance in the matter at this time. Many of the council members agree this request holds importance and understand the matter needs support. A decision could not be reached due to the absence of two key constituents. Colonel Brion is on her way from the Thilmone system after dealing with the aftermath of its sun's collapse. She should be present tomorrow. However, Dr. Jerix is currently stuck down on Zant. She's overseeing the terraforming of the planet where a situation is developing. So are we going to go help on Zant? We could use your help in speeding up the processing of your request. A terrorist organization known as PETP, People for the Ethical Treatment of Planets. That's funny. Instead of PETA, it's PETPA. Has taken over one of the terraforming drills on Zant, where Dr. Jerix is stationed. They have not yet supplied a list of demands, but have warned against interference. We have no ships or troops properly equipped to handle the affair. We need you to head down to the planet, eliminate the terrorist threat, rescue Dr. Jerix, and reclaim the drill. So, accept the message, or accept the mission, negotiate the terms, threaten the messenger. I'm just going to accept the mission. We don't need to negotiate terms. Let's just get this done. So, A. The messenger replies, I would like to express gratitude on behalf of the council and acknowledge that your compliance will sway favorably for your request. Gain 1 virtue. We're already at a max of plus 10. So, we got our next mission. Love to see it. So, there we are. So, we've got Friday, September 29th, final quest calendar page. Alrighty, so something with the ship. Oh, and here is what a combat table looks like. So we're doing, looks like ship combat. As soon as you approach the drill, oh, I guess we're already there. Okay. As soon as you approach the drill, you are fired upon by forces with anti-aircraft weapons. You must be careful when taking these terrorists out, or you could damage the drill and its landing dock. So we will have 4 guns that we will have to deal with and make an aim and evasion roll for each. So there's the platform drill thing that we're trying to get to. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to move that over there, and then we are going to switch this to our ship character sheet. Okay, so our aim is 35. All right, and let's just get into it. And for ship combat, if you have not seen me do ship combat before, you roll your percentile and your D10, and then you add your aim. Hi, honey. It's 8:15. It is dinner time in 15 minutes. She wanted to make sure I was paying attention. Okay, woo, 86. So we are at... Hi, honey. 121. I got distracted by the kitty. So, if your aim roll is 65 or more, your shot hits and you take no damage. Perfect. All right, on to gun number 2. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the description. Engage in ship combat. I cracked myself up. All right, so ship number 2, that is 38. So we're at 73. So gun number 2, we needed an aim roll of 60 or more. Perfect. So gun number 3, that is a 46. Is that a 4? Yes, that's a 4. So that is 81. So for gun number 3, we needed 70 or more. Perfect. And then gun number 4, that is a 43. So that is going to be a 78 total. And we needed 60 once again for our aim roll. So collect 1 credit for each gun you hit. Perfect. So plus 4 credits. And that's it. That's it for the quest calendar. We just went through 2 weeks of quest calendar, which is crazy. But there we go. So I will get my math added up, get my adjustments to my character sheet done in time for me to start filming my week 40 update, which I will probably do shortly after this. But it's fine. No big deal. So, last things last is I need to do my fortune cookie soap unboxing, which has been sitting on here for a while, of course. So, I'm pretty sure the drop has already happened because we're in October now. So, let us get this opened up here. If you have not seen me unbox it, Fortune Cookie Soap is a bath and body product based out of Oklahoma. They do mini collections they do like one big collection every month, and then they have various mini collections. Their subscription box is $19.95, I believe. I'm grandfathered into the old plan, so I never remember what the new price is, but it charges you on the 10th, and you pay for like a month in advance, so they know how much like stuff to make. Every month has a different scent. They have a collection of stickers that come with each one, and you get a random one in your box. And depending on if it's a quarterly box or a normally box, you get the smorgasbord of scents to try. Usually it's between 4 to 6 products. So let's see. Oh my gosh. I haven't looked at spoilers. I don't really get on the Facebook anymore, but I am super excited for what this is. Little Box of Horrors. So 2023 September. Yep. And the collection launched this Friday. So everything that I will be talking about will already be available. Here's all their links to stuff, but I'll also link their website down below. I'm a big fan of Fortune Cookie Soap, and it looks like we'll have 4 scents here to do. So let's just get into it. I like to read the scents after I smell something, and it looks like we get a really cool vinyl sticker of Audrey too. Love it. Sometimes with their new sticker style, sometimes there's just one sticker available, and sometimes there's a sticker pack. So I'll definitely have to see if they have more stickers, because I might be getting a sticker pack because that's super cute. But let's see. And the tissue paper always is on theme. Love to see it. So, ooh, okay. Interesting. All right. So we've got a little case here. I'm excited to see what's in here. Argan Hair Perfume. Best used on wet hair, adds fragrance and luster to freshly washed hair, protects when used before heat tools, and adds extra shine. I don't like use a blow dryer or anything like that, but if you are, that's cool. If you do, maybe that's something you could look into. It feels slightly oily, but I don't know what that's, if it's actually the bottle or if it's because it's glass. ASMR. I don't even know if you can hear that. We'll see when I edit the video. Oh, and this is called Audrey 2. Super cute packaging. And I can't tell if the bottle is green or if it's the actual, I think it's the bottle that's green. This is definitely floral, but I'm getting a touch of like a woodsy scent as well, like maybe as a base note. And a touch of something sweet and fruity, but not like one of the typical ones. Maybe a strawberry. Or something like a little unique, but it's definitely like sweet fruit. And I thought I smelled strawberry, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just smelling something else and thinking it smells like strawberry. I can't tell if I actually have stuff on my fingers or if it's just the coolness of the bottle because it's glass. My fingertips don't feel like they have anything on them. I don't know. And they don't smell like they have anything on them. That's just a really weird sensation. It feels like I'm getting stuff all over them. If I were to rate that scent, I'd probably give it like, I don't know if I'd like that in my hair. So as a hair product, I probably wouldn't rate it very high, but just as a normal scent, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. But let's see what it says. I'm just a green mean mother from outer space, and I am bad. You don't know what you're up against with florals of exotic tiger orchid, red hibiscus, and strawberry blooms. Okay. Sweet dragon fruit and apricot. Apricot. Not what? Okay. A deep amber earthy teak wood. Got the wood. And beautifully tart pomelo and island cherry round out this bust your balls blend. You're in trouble now. That's like overly complicated for a blend. And I definitely didn't get all those notes. And maybe that's why it felt a little vague to me. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. So we've got, oh my gosh, they changed it. It's similar style, but it's different. And I don't know if it's because it's a mini version. So this is the Suddenly Seymour scent diffusers. And their scent diffusers have changed. This is a different style of lid, and it's wider and shorter. I wonder if it's the same ounceage, though. Or this could be like a mini version. But this is what the scent diffusers that I usually have in my car. So, Suddenly Seymour. I don't know. I might have to pop it open to scent. These are usually like really put in there. So let's see. Do I have... Oh, I have this little file here, which is technically for cat claws, which I've never filed her claws. I usually just cut them, but I got a new cat claw cutter. And it came with a nail file for it. And I was like, that's weird, but whoa. Definitely musk, but I'm getting something. I'm getting floral. I'm getting a touch of sweet, but I don't think it's like berry sweet or like bakery sweet. It's just a touch of like natural sweetness. Maybe it's a touch of vanilla. But I'm getting more like woodsy, maybe even lavender. I mean, that touch of like muskiness, but it's really interesting. It almost has like it's not a spicy smell, but it's almost reacting to my scent glands, scent receivers. I feel like they're reacting the same way when I smell something that's like heavily spiced. I like that. It's different. It's unique, but I like that. I keep forgetting to put a new scent diffuser in my car. I might do this one. That smells, I would give this one a 4 out of 5 for sure. And I'm intrigued to see how it smells like in the scent diffuser, like once it's doing its thing. So cute. Okay, let's see what it actually says the scent is, because I'm intrigued by this one. Okay, I know things were bad, but now they're okay. A fragrance that provides and purifies with blends of woods, lavender, cool, lilac, and vanilla musk. Okay, so that's why I was getting that very tiny hint of sweetness, was from the vanilla musk. Interesting. With sweet understanding, Seymour's your man. That's a really unique, interesting blend. I feel like that's one of the ones that's really kind of surprised me in combination and how well it worked together. I feel like that's one of their most unique smells that's worked for me, for sure. Interesting. I'm excited to see what else we got in here. All right, so next is Somewhere That's Green bath tea. I love bath tea. I'm a tea person anyway, but give me some bath tea for my bath is what I'm trying to say. Looks great. And it does come with a reusable muslin bag, which is great. So this is what it looks like from the front. You can see all sorts of great things. It looks like there might be some oats in here. Definitely, it looks like maybe green tea. And then this looks like a rose hip, or oh my gosh, something just went everywhere. The back has all the powder because it was laying flat, so all the powder's on the bottom. So I'm going to see if I can smell this without completely opening it because, oh, yep, stuff's going everywhere. Let's see if we can. Oop. Alexa, dismiss. I'm taking too long. I'm taking too long, man. I set a timer. We're at an hour and a half, but we're doing 2 weeks, so it's fine. It's fine. Oh. This is... It smells slightly aquatic. I don't think it's a green tea at all. I'm getting some fruity scents. I'm getting like an aquatic scent. Like what, like in those beachy, oceany scents? Like I feel like whatever component is a part of those is also in this. It definitely smells aquatic. And maybe a touch floral and a touch sweet. But like fruity sweet. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna, when I close this up, I'm gonna try to close this up a little bit tighter. Because I feel like part of why some of that stuff was going everywhere is because it was more loosely packed. So it was like going up and then down to seal it. And it wasn't like sealed. So Somewhere That's Green. So I wonder if this powder will help make it a green color. Interesting. I don't know. I'm excited to try that. It smells good though. I think I would give that one like a 4 out of 5 as well. Let's see what it is. I'll dream we'll go somewhere that's green. A place far from Skid Row that smells of aquatic and green notes with sweet star fruit, sea salt, and peonies. It will make you feel like you're in a Better Homes and Garden magazine. Interesting. This is some unique blends. I feel like they've definitely kind of pushed their creativity to do some unique blends in this box, because sometimes that like a lot of popular scents will come back season to season, which is totally fine. Like there's a reason that popular scents are popular scents, but I feel like this is one of their more like new kind of blend styles, or just new, not inspiration, because they do like a lot of movie and musical related stuff. I don't know. I'm really impressed with this box, even though the scents aren't like 100% like 5 out of 5 love them. I'm enjoying the scents and I'm enjoying the complexity of the scents, so I feel like maybe these would be a grower on me. So the final one we have here is Feed Me OCD hand sanitizer in this pretty lavender color. I love their hand sanitizer in it. It's got aloe in it. And so they never feel like they are drying out in my skin, which is great. So, and this, because it's hand sanitizer, it's got a high alcohol count level in it. You just got to use it to get the full scent. Because if I smell the bottle, it just smells like alcohol to me. So let's see. Poured some out. I smell the alcohol. Okay. Oh, that's very, very florally, but in a different way. But it's a floral I like. It's a different floral mix for sure than I've smelled in a long time. Different flowers. And I like it because they're almost more delicate and more like not as like flower. It's like flowers. And I feel like there's a little bit of touch of sweetness, just a little bit. It's almost like a honey sweetness almost. Or maybe like, not honey, maybe like agave. Because I have an aloe from them that has agave in it that has a similar like after note. Maybe it's agave. Let's see. More. A very needy blend of elderflower and sweet floral mimosa with willow, musk, and cool agave. Hey, look at that. No need for any reservations will make it worth your while. A floral mimosa with willow and elderflower. So yeah, definitely different floral scents than I typically get. I like that. I don't mind that at all. That's probably my favorite scent of them. I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. Nothing was like a full, like, I need it, 5 out of 5 in this. But as you can tell, I really enjoyed some of these scents. They were super unique, and I'm super intrigued. My hands feel so soft because of that aloe in their hand sanitizer. It's my favorite hand sanitizer. They always smell good. My hands always smell good afterwards. I have one of the serial killer ones at work right now that smells like Apple Jacks, and it's like the best thing. I'm like, I'm gonna do this instead of some of the like aloe lotion I have sitting there. So I'm just like, but anyway, that's Fortune Cookie Soap. Like I said, they're linked down below. I'm a big fan of them. I highly recommend trying their subscription box out, especially if you want to kind of get an idea for the types of products they have and what the scents are. It's a really great way to get little mini versions of the scents to see what you think, how they smell. I find that they're super easily giftable. I definitely, when we get into the later months of the year, will set aside some to use as stocking stuffers, which is great too. So highly, highly recommend Fortune Cookie Soap. So that's it. That's all I have for you. It is 8:30. Somebody wants to get fed. So I think I'm going to stop here because we have nothing else to go for anyway. But yeah, there's weeks 38 and 39 in 1 hour and 40 minutes. So yeah. I really want to apologize and say sorry, but I'm not going to. I really want to, though, but I'm trying to keep myself from doing that. I just, it was kind of like I felt bad for myself for not filming because I was like, I should film a clip. I should film a clip. And then I was like so far behind that I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever when I sit down and film a clip. But at the same time, it was kind of nice to just do things and not have to worry like, oh, I got to film my clip. I got to like not have that on my to-do list every day, which is fine. I love doing it. It's why I started doing it. But it was nice to take a little bit of a break, So I'm excited to kind of get back into the hang of, get back into the roll of things and just kind of keep moving on. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to leave a comment below, let me know, what you do when you take a break, and if you are like me and kind of get yourself down at times for taking a break from things, but still kind of know that you have to take a break, or if you're like just kind of naturally finding yourself taking breaks, that you're like, no, I need to take a break. So let me know if you're like that too. Maybe it's just me. Probably not, but maybe it is. If you'd like to just leave me an emoji instead, leave me a lemon in honor of my lemon earrings today. Or leave me some plant for the fortune cookie thing. Either one. Pick one, any of the two. Well, pick one of the two. I was going to say pick one, anyone, but no. Pick one of the two options and leave that down below instead. But otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon with another video.